going. People being chased, land being cleared, being grabbed, just for the interest of Indonesian national economy. So again, I would like to thank you all today to come, because when you go home, you can spread the message that West Papua people are still looking for justice and peace and the independence of West Papua. We will say enough is enough, but enough will be enough until the morning star fly freely in our own land. Woo! We will say enough is enough until Australian government and the entire Pacific nations government stand up for West Papua right to self-determination toward independence. We will say enough is enough until you are not seeing us around Melbourne here, but we are happy back in our land, West Papua. Papua!
Merdeka!
Papua!
Merdeka!
Papua!
Merdeka!
I will also take this opportunity to thank Vanuatu governments, the only government under the United Nations that support West Papua independence fully toward its foreign policy. I would like to thank the government and the opposition of Vanuatu and the people, and also the Pacific Island Council of Churches and the NGOs and every individuals who are here standing, and others in New Zealand today, and UK, and other part of Europe and America, and all over the Pacifics. That thank you very much, especially young generations who take part in the front line. Those we also acknowledge the landowner where we are standing today. They still struggle. My humble appreciate to the people of Wurundjeri. I wish one day I could see more Wurundjeri people in the victorious parliament seats. I wish one day I could see indigenous people all over their own lands to manage and to decide their own fate and their own affairs. We say no colonialism in this century. We say that United Nations can terminate the commissions of decolonization commissions after every nation's got their independence, including West Papua and New Caledonia in French Polynesia. I know that we can stand freely here, but back home there are thousands of refugees in my blood. Women and children, pregnant women, babies, everyone's being chased by Indonesian military. They clear their land. They destroy their properties. They now becoming foreigners in their own land. They becoming refugees in their own lands. They have nothing. They only live with anything that provided by God in the jungle for them to live in their daily life. The only thing that I can hope is you can change your government to change the policy or the foreign policy toward West Papua. That is the only thing that we can do here in Australia. Without that, I'll meet you for another 20 years in this place. So yeah, we can talk about more later, but maybe I give chance to the other people who want to say something. I welcome Ms. Subota. Free
Papua!
Free
West Papua!
Free
West Papua!
Free
West Papua!
If I say Indonesia, you say out of West Papua. Indonesia!
Out of West Papua!
Indonesia!
Out of West Papua!
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I hadn't planned to speak today, but thanks for letting me say a few words. Firstly, I'd like to bring greetings and solidarity from Socialist Alliance to the people of West Papua who've been struggling since the early 60s for free West Papua, or Papua Merdeka. And just today I discovered, I've always known about Australia's role in West Papua, where Australia has been fully at one with the various Indonesian regimes in maintaining Indonesian occupation of West Papua. And in fact, if it wasn't for other countries like Australia and the United States, West Papua would be free today, would be free. So Australia has played an absolutely treacherous role through the whole period.
Fuck Australia.
Exactly. Totally agree with you. But also, and I've known about the role of Australian mining companies in West Papua and other places as well. But just today I found out that there is a new gold claim which has been set up not far from Freeport Mine, which there's an Australian mining company, gold mining company involved with that project, and it's located, I believe, in Collins Street. And this is a gold claim which involves Indonesian military, and it seems that, and because unlike some countries, the Indonesian military generals are also capitalists in their own right, apart from being army generals. And this seems to be the reason why the Indonesian military has stepped up repression in West Papua, especially since 2018 when they started using white phosphorus, which burns through all of the layers of your skin. It's an absolutely horrendous weapon, which is banned basically, but still used by some countries. And the Indonesian military has used that in West Papua. So it means that there is a new front, or an additional front of struggle which we need to engage in Australia against the particular company that's working, I've forgotten the name of it now, that's working with the Indonesian military for this new and apparently richer gold claim, even richer than Freeport. So we've got to redouble our efforts in Australia to put pressure both in the Australian government but also Australian companies that are supporting Indonesian repression in West Papua. And it's absolutely shameful. And I believe that the transitional government, which was announced last year, although it had been many years in the making, is also making steps forward as well. So I'd just like to bring our solidarity, and I'd like to say, Papua Merdeka! Papua Merdeka! Papua Merdeka! Papua Merdeka!
Thank you very much. Give a big clap to City Mulan Councillor Suboton. I would like to give this microphone to Cindy Macabori. She's my daughter.
Hi everyone, thank you all for coming. First and foremost, while we gather here today to stand in solidarity with West Papua, it's important for us to acknowledge that the same system that vilified, oppresses and imprisoned Indigenous Papuans also vilified, oppresses and imprisoned First Nations people here in so-called Australia. And while we watch settler colonial violence unfold in West Papua, never forget that we have seen over 500 Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander deaths in custody since 1991. Shame! Shame!
Shame! Redneck cunts!
It is also important for us to acknowledge that while we Papuans were and continued to be victims of a colonization of our own land, here we are the benefactors of a colonization of this land, and our fight for the liberation of West Papua on this continent must first and foremost center Aboriginal sovereignty. And I would like to say that to any First Nations people joining us here today, your fight is our fight and our struggle is one.
Woo! Rock and roll, go there.
As you know, I would like to also acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land in which I am standing on, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nations, and always was and always will be Aboriginal land because sovereignty never ceded.
Always was, always is.
Aboriginal land.
As a youth standing here today, I would like to say that 60th anniversary is so important. The first raising, I wasn't even born, and I'm still here standing up, fighting for our people's struggle. My mom's still here standing up for our people's struggle. There are elders, Papuan elders here, right here, standing up for our people's struggle. So that gives you evidence. Oh, the thunder's with us today. Evidence of just how far this fight is and how long we have to go. And I just want to thank and see, all these young people gathered here today. It's important because we are, the fighters. We are this future generation, and our fight is not for the future, but our fight is right now. We are here to stand up for West Papua, and to see that all of you standing here in solidarity means a lot. That's why the youths are standing up, rising, demanding land rights all over in West Papua, but also all over in Indonesia, with our Indonesian allies, the Indonesian People's Front for West Papua. They've also been fighting alongside. So the Indonesian people are not our enemies, but the system is. The system's against us. The system is against our black liberation for a free and independent West Papua. Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you. Thank you, Cindy. Free!
West Papua!
Free!
West Papua!
Free!
West Papua!
I would like to invite the representative from the 43 political refugee who come by boat in 2001. Kakak Edolf Mora. Edolf. So Edolf, one of the 43, arrived in Australia. He was single when he arrived, and then now he got his son standing beside him.
Thank you. Thanks everyone, and g'day Melbourne, and good evening. I think today it's a very significant day to memorandum 60th anniversary Independence Day in West Papua. Earlier, Cindy has mentioned, Cindy's young generation, even myself, the young generations, we learning a lot from the parents who've been living struggle for many, many years, and we feel the same. Even though living in Australia, the indigenous people here have the similar situation as well. We're not living in the free country. Everyone's all around the world. Every indigenous people around the world suffer with the system, with the influence, colonization. So here today represent the whole Melanesian people, especially the people in West Papua still live under the Indonesian rules. Strong message from the young people and all freedom fighter. Today, we want to tell the world, pay more attention, being the a peacekeeper for the world, especially Australia, as allies around the Pacific nations. The struggle